Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about having inner conversations with your specific person, as well as something else you can do to get rid of any sort of triggers when it comes to manifesting your SP. Like if your SP is doing something in your reality that has just been frustrating you, making you feel really down, or if an SP owes you an apology, or you want an apology from them, you can use this trick to get that. Okay, so I will be talking about that at the end of the video. First, I'm going to talk about inner conversations with your SP. By the way, SP is specific person, so yeah, I know I do get questions about that. So yeah, let's start off with inner conversations. So what are inner conversations? They are exactly as it sounds. It's all about communicating with your SP in your mind. Okay, so having conversations with them the way that you want them to respond. Okay, because here on this channel we practice the law of assumption, and law of assumption states that whatever you assume about your specific person or any situation is what ends up coming true in your 3D reality. Okay, so with inner conversations, you can literally make your SP say the things that you want them to say to you in real life by first imagining them in your mind. Okay, so you can have an inner conversation about them committing to you. I know I get a lot of questions about how do you make a specific person commit to you? How do you make them, want to be in a relationship with you? Well, first of all, you're not making them do anything. They already want to be with you. A reminder that whatever you're trying to manifest, it already exists. It's just a matter of you embodying that version of yourself, or embodying that reality where you have your desires. Okay, so that's just a reminder I wanted to put out there. The way to do that is by working on your self-concept, and having inner conversations with your specific person is definitely one of them. There's a lot of different ways to do that. I have a lot of tips on my channel, so do check out the other videos that I have in my law of assumption playlist. But yeah, inner conversations to manifest commitment from your SP would look something like, okay, first of all, no, them initiating a conversation with you. It's always fun whenever they initiate things with you, right? So and just pretend that they said hey, I need to talk to you about something. Pretend they texted you that. Okay, pretend they DM'd you that. Whatever feels the most natural to you. I know that people have different forms of communication, so if you're used to talking to your specific person on Instagram, then visualize that, imagine that. If you're used to them texting you, visualize that. If you're used to them calling you, do that. Even if you're not used to them calling you, and let's say you want them to call you, you can also visualize that. Okay, nothing is out of bounds. You can manifest anything by literally just visualizing. Even if it doesn't feel natural to you, normal to you, I would say still do it. Okay, I know most coaches, including me, most people that talk about manifestation talk about doing things that feel the most natural to you. I personally think, and this is my assumption, that you don't have to believe in your manifestations. You don't have to feel it natural, because your mind will adapt to that. As humans, we do have the ability to adapt. So yeah, just whatever feels good to you, whatever you want to hear from. I know a lot of people want to hear their SP's voice, and they want to have an actual phone call, conversation with them. So yeah, just pretend they called you and said, hey, there's something that I need to talk to you about. Okay, and then just say what you would normally say. Be like, yeah, sure, what's up? That's obviously going to look different for different people. And then just imagine them confessing their feelings towards you. Okay, give them a role. Okay, something that I want to remind you is that no one has free will in your reality. You're the only person that your reality has free will. SP is just a reflection of you. They are just you pushed out. They're just a version of you. Okay, at the end of the day, your life is your movie, and you are the director, and you get to assign roles to people. Okay, pretend you're the director, and you're giving them a script, and they will say exactly what's on that script. Okay, so just whatever you want to hear your SP telling you, imagine that. Okay, for example, let's pretend I'm your SP and I'm saying, oh my gosh, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. I've been thinking about you a lot. I have been seeing signs of you. I've been dreaming of you. I've really been thinking about our connection a lot, and I realized that I still like you, that I still care about you, that I'm still so into you. I never stop thinking about you. If you were at some sort of distance with your specific person, you can imagine them saying no matter who I dated, no matter who I was with, I couldn't stop thinking about you. I think that you're one in a million, and there's just no one like you. There's no one that does it like you. I want to give this relationship a second chance. I want this to go somewhere. I feel like you and I have this amazing connection, and there's a reason why we haven't been able to move on. You know, something along the lines of that. I just totally made that up on the spot. I know there's certain things that you might want to hear from your specific person, and, you know, get creative with it, okay? Like, nothing is out of bounds, nothing is out of, you know, your limits, even if it doesn't sound like your SP. I mean, I would personally say, like, yeah, just talk in the language that maybe your SP does, but whatever you want them to say, I promise you, they will reflect that exact thing, okay? Or they will reflect something very close to that. A lot of times, no, not a lot of the times, you will definitely get your exact manifestation. You never have to settle for anything else. You don't have to settle for, you know, someone else that or someone better. Some people want their SPs, okay? Some people just, they have a connection to their SP that they don't have with anyone else, and it's okay to want that specific person, even if someone is, let's say, better on paper, okay? Like, you're allowed to get your SP. Do not let other people tell you this or something better. In fact, I would say, like, want the best for yourself, want something better for yourself, but you can manifest a better version of your specific person, okay? So, and whenever you hear this or something better, which, by the way, that is sort of a law of attraction, like limiting belief, turn it to your favor, okay? Twist it to your favor, make it work in your favor, yeah, and say, like, okay, well, this or something better basically means that I will get the better version of my SP. I will get the best version of my SP that always confesses their feelings towards me, that always tells me how much they like me, that always tells me how much they're into me, and that's always showing me love, affection, you know, spoiling me with gifts and cuddles and kisses and whatever you want, okay? So yeah, inner conversations really do help. It is one of the best ways to utilize the law of assumption, okay? Because you are literally making the assumption that they will say these things to you, okay? And trust me when I say, like, this works, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and give an example with my specific person. There were certain things that I wanted my SP to say to me, and he said exactly those things, okay? Like, exactly those things. Let me get my notebook. I have talked about this in another video. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the very first notebook that I have. Like, I filled out, I just scripted it, okay? So I know some of you are wondering, like, oh, how do I go about doing these inner conversations? You can visualize it, okay? Or you can script it, or you can affirm it. I'm a huge fan of scripting. If you've been following my channel, you know that, okay? Let's say you're having a hard time visualizing because your mind just goes all over the place. Well, first of all, you can just affirm or script that you're good at visualizing. That's a life hack. I'm really good at scripting, and I always say this in all my videos, but I am trying to get better at visualizing, so I just script that I'm really good at visualizing, and it does work. It does help. But when I was manifesting my specific person, I just wrote our inner conversation, like, I just wrote our conversations on paper, and I assigned him a role, and I assigned myself a role, okay? You can even get creative and make, like, fake text apps and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, that is a lot of work, but if you want to do that, I have heard of people doing that. I haven't personally done that myself, but I know, like, there's certain apps that you can use for, like, fake texting or something like that, yeah. So yeah, but for me, I mean, I just write it down, good old scripting, okay? I talk about the benefits of scripting in a couple of my other videos, but when you script, just a quick recap, there's this thing called RAS, the RAS filter, reticular activating system filter, that filters out anything that you don't want. Like, when you're manifesting, or sorry, when you're scripting something, okay, your thoughts don't go all over the place, and that you know, that filter gets activated and filters out everything that you don't want, and, you know, you're really able to focus on your manifestations, thus bringing them in a lot faster and effectively. At least that's my assumption, okay? I just have the assumption that scripting works really well, but you can definitely look up, you know, benefits of scripting, benefits of writing, and I promise you'll get a ton of articles on that. But yeah, it does have to do with the reticular activating system filter, which that's the most I can tell you. I definitely have to do more research on that, but it does work, it does help. Anyway, sorry, I feel like I have so much to say about scripting. Scripting is my absolute favorite thing. But so I would do inner conversations between me and my specific person, but I sort of, like, instead of me writing my roles, or me writing my responses, I would just write what I wanted him to say. And I said things like, I'm not going to say his name for privacy reasons. We are together, by the way. I have talked about how we got together in another video. I think it's in, like, one of the first 3 videos I made in the Law of Assumption playlist, so do check that out. But I did say that let's call him Bob, okay? I don't know why that took so long, but that definitely is very, very, that doesn't sound like his name at all. But okay, let's say, okay, so I said, Bob texted me asking how I am and that he wants to take me out. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the screenshot here. Okay, so this is how he texted me. This is what he texted me. And yeah, I guess like for me, I didn't specify like super clearly what I wanted him to say. I just wanted him to ask me out. I kind of do like surprises. I am that person who like, I'm just like, there are certain expectations or like ways that I want my specific person to act, but when it comes to actually executing it, I kind of want to be surprised. Okay, and let me tell you, this man's always surprises me with like fun dates and flowers. We literally went to like Hawaii, and yeah, but that is something that I wanted to say. And so this is something that he told me in real life, but I said Bob texted me saying how much he misses me. Okay, and yeah, we were in like no contact for a bit. I did talk about that in my other videos. We were in separation. We had no contact for like a couple of months, and he's the one that initiated contact with me. And like when we got together, like when we were having, okay, I was gonna get super personal, but I'm not gonna say, okay, I guess like when we were, you know, like getting affectionate with each other, he's like, you know what, I want to tell you something, I really missed you, and you know, I was thinking about you like so much, like you always popped into my mind. Like he literally told me that, like, you know, he was thinking about me, and I talked about this in another video, but like he knows that I'm into like zodiac signs, and I said that I'm a bull, like I'm a Taurus, and that's represented by a bull, and he told me something about how he saw a bull, like a matador fight, and he thought of me. I thought that was romantic because I'm into zodiac signs, but I mean, he literally said that like he missed me, and like the whole thing about the bull was kind of a surprise, but it was a pleasant surprise. Okay, and I like weird astrology talk like that, so yeah. Oh yeah, I said Bob said that he has feelings for me. That's also something that he confessed in real life, and then I said that Bob would say that I've been on his mind a lot, and that he still likes me, and he always tells me like how much he likes me, and like the fact that he has feelings for me and things like that. So yeah, this stuff really does work, you guys. Inner conversations do work. Take it from me, I'm a living, breathing example. Okay, and I'm gonna be real with you, I did not believe in any of this. Okay, I always say this in my videos, I don't really believe in my affirmations. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but the thing is, if you're having a hard time believing your affirmations, then don't force it, okay? Because a lot of times people will try to force the feeling, and that sort of takes away like attention to their actual manifestations and what they want to manifest, because they're too busy forcing that feeling. Okay, so that's something that I wanted to put out there. Also, credits to Sammy Ingram. You know, her channel literally changed my life, so some of what I talk about this channel are definitely things that she said. Also, credits to Neville Goddard. Those are the only two people I like consistently and diligently follow. I don't really watch too many other creators that at least talk about the law of assumption, but yeah, I just want to give credits, okay? But that is something that she said that really stuck with me. When you try to force the feeling, when you try to force believing, when you don't, like, you're taking away like the time, energy, effort, attention that you could be giving just to the end goal of your manifestation. Okay, so you never have to force it. If you do feel it, that's great, all the more to you. You're definitely going to get your manifestations, but even if you don't, you're still going to get your manifestations. And I am just a, like I said, living, breathing example of someone who didn't believe in their manifestations, who just mindlessly, not mindlessly, but I mean, I did script with intention. Yeah, so I scripted with intention, and ended up getting exactly what I wanted. Okay, so yeah, I would say do things with intention. Okay, like do things with the intention that you'll get that. I feel like that's a lot different than, you know, believing. You know, again, if you can believe, that's great, but I just like the word intention a lot, because it's like, okay, it is my intention that my SP will reiterate these things. It is my intention that SP will reflect these things back to me. And I was going to say, if it happens, it happens, but definitely do not think that way. I sort of did used to think that way when I didn't really believe, or not believe, but like when I was a little bit doubtful of my powers as a master manifester, when I was a little bit doubtful of, you know, my own faith and conviction and my own manifesting abilities. But that has definitely grown over time. You know, something I always say that you should believe in is the fact that you can manifest, that you are powerful, that you are the operant power of your reality. Okay, those are self-concept affirmations that you should use, but just, you know, believe that manifestation works, okay, because it does. And again, you technically don't have to believe in it, but once you do start seeing manifestations come in, even if, like, let's say you on the surface level or consciously don't believe in it, your subconscious mind does start believing in it. Okay, so that's why, like, you know, I always say it's not bad to want confirmation from the 3D as long as you don't completely rely on it. But trust me, just do, you know, certain exercises that will help you get your reaffirm your faith and conviction in manifestation, like manifesting signs, manifesting like smaller things, okay, if you feel doubtful of your abilities. And I promise you that will help you reaffirm your faith and conviction in your own manifesting abilities, thus bringing about your specific person, okay? Again, at the end of the day, see, these are just tips and tricks. Do what works best for you. These are just my own assumptions. These are things that just work best for me. Also, just a disclaimer, I am not a professional, like, I'm not like a physician or psychiatrist or psychologist. I'm not like a licensed professional, so do take whatever I say with a grain of salt, okay? Just putting that out there. But yeah, I will say that these inner conversations personally did work for me. I just scripted what I wanted him to say, so I do think that counts as inner conversations, because yeah, like inner basically just means like you're not actually contacting them, you're just like imagining a conversation with them. And for me, like visualizing and imagining, you know, it didn't come to me super easily at first. I just scripted it and it ended up working, okay? And now I am a lot better at visualizing, and there's certain things that I want my specific person to do, and he just does them. Actually, he goes above and beyond. Like, he literally surprises me. Like, you guys, this man gets me like flowers at the randomest time, surprises me with like, you know, trips, and overall it is a very beautiful relationship. If we ever end up, I will do a reveal once we get married. Like, I'm a huge believer in, like, you know, not posting on social media and things like that until there's a ring on the finger, but I promise you, you definitely will see SP. That's how confident I am in my manifestations of us getting together, okay? Like, for the longer term. Yeah, I mean, we are officially together. I'm talking about marriage, but yeah, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So, okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, that I talked about in the beginning of this video, is a trick that you can use if your SP has been triggering you, or if you got into some sort of fight with your specific person and you want an apology or you want clarity with something. This is a little bit different than what I was talking about, because yeah, what I'm about to tell you is having conversations with their higher selves, okay? For me, as I was as I was scripting these inner conversations, I was just pretending that I was talking to the version of him that I already knew, or that I wanted him to be. But like, it was like just him as I knew him, if that makes sense, okay? But like, this conversing with their higher self is a lot different. This is about like their perfect self, like their God self, because everyone does have like a higher self, okay? At least that's what I believe. That's my assumption. Everyone has like a 100% perfect self, and everyone has like, you know, their normal self, okay? So I guess, like, I know it's a little bit confusing, like, wait, if you're trying to manifest a better version of your person or best version of your person, isn't that technically talking to their higher self? So like, for me personally, what I was doing is like, see, I already liked my SP. I didn't have to change him too much in terms of the person that he was. Our relationship was really good, and this is just, you know, personal to me, my situation, but he was already a great person. I've talked about this in my other videos, but the only blocks that we really had was his career and his like health / back problems, which he was able to, like, you know, fix. But he always treated me with respect. He always treated me well. He never really did anything that triggered me. Yeah, he did break up with me the first time, but I mean, I was able to manifest him back, so I don't really think too much, and I'm not like petty or resentful about that, okay? Even when we broke up, like, I mean, this guy treated me so well, I was just like, okay, it's like that's fine. Like, I took it pretty gracefully, and whatever he said, like, he was honest about that. His career was taking a toll on his health, and he did have back problems, which I talked about in another video, that, like, you know, like, I found out was true. So it's not like he was just lying, you know. Yeah, because I've dealt with SPs in the past that were like, not SPs, but people in the past that would, like, you know, lie and stuff like that. And, like, yeah, for whatever reason, like, you know, not whatever reason, I was gonna say, like, the reason why I manifested such a great SP is because I was working on my self-concept before I met him. And yeah, anyway, sorry, that was such a long digression, but my point is, like, when I was manifesting my specific person, I was just sort of seeing him as, like, the person that he was, because I didn't really have too much that I wanted to change about him. He was just a great person. I just wanted him to, like, contact me so that we could get back together again. But I do know that some of you are in situations where your SP could have triggered you a lot more. Like, you're with an SP that just really frustrated you. Maybe you had some sort of, like, you know, like, sad or hurtful or intense or dramatic ending with them or something like that, you know, some sort of conversation. If that is the case, it is okay. Okay, I have been there in the past, and, like, things are okay. Like, you know, yeah, my point is, like, I've had SPs that were also like, that triggered me a lot, that, you know, I don't want them anymore just because I'm happy with the person that I am now, but I was also able to change their behavior. I was able to change them into just being a better version of themselves. So if I can do it, you can, okay? And how I did it is I had a conversation with their higher self, with their, like, God self, whatever you want to call it. This is a little bit more spiritual, so if you're not spiritual and if this doesn't resonate with you, that is okay. I just do this because it has helped me. I think I don't remember who I saw talking about this, but I did see some manifestation person talking about this, so if you know who I'm talking about, be sure to credit them, because I genuinely don't remember who this was. But basically, yeah, just what I got out of the video is that you talk to their higher self as if, like, they can make no mistakes and they're just agreeing with everything that you are saying, and that they're hearing everything that you want to hear. Okay, so for example, I'll give you an example. I did have an ex who, like, this was, like, really harsh, okay, but he basically told me, we got into, like, a fight, and he told me that he didn't, you know, care about me, and, like, that obviously really hurt, because we were together for, like, 9 months, and this was, like, a couple, you know, years. Yeah, this was, like, in 2020 when I first found out about manifesting. Actually, he was one of the first SPs that I manifested, I do remember, or that I was trying to manifest. I sort of got over him. I just, like, I just wanted better, you know. If I really wanted, I could still have him. I know that I could, but I lost interest. But basically, yeah, we got into a fight, and this was, like, 2019, and he told me that, like, you know, he just, like, didn't care, and obviously that hurt me so much. I mean, I was really hurt, and, like, this is a vulnerable moment with you. This is, like, something, like, you know, emotional that happened to me. But when I found out about manifesting and inner conversations, I had a conversation with his higher self, like the perfect self that would never hurt me, that would never do anything to hurt me. And I just imagined him saying, like, oh, don't worry about, this is what I imagined him saying, by the way, don't worry about what my like, my lower self said to you, because I was just in a bad space and I was just going through a lot, and I didn't mean that at all. I am so sorry for everything that I put you through. I didn't mean that. We were just having a fight. I just said that out of spite. I just said that out of anger. Please don't believe what my mid-heaven, my earth self said to you, okay? Like, I was like, I'm spiritual, like I said, so that's, like, literally what I imagined him saying. And I kid you not, he apologized, like 6 months later. Actually, no, it was sooner than that. It was a lot sooner than that. Yeah. No, it was, I don't remember the time, but I remember, like, the triggering conversation happened sometime in 2019, and he apologized really soon in 2020, and, like, we were still talking 6 months after that thing happened. Okay, so yeah, my point is, like, he apologized. He told me that, like, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. He didn't, like, he didn't say, like, the thing about, like, oh, I'm sorry, my mid-heaven self said that. But if I wanted him to say those specific things, I could have, but I just wanted an apology. I was just, like, sort of imagining what I wanted him to say, but I know if I wanted him to say those exact specific things, he would have, okay? But he did apologize, and he did reiterate most of that conversation that I just told you. He did say, like, look, I said it out of spite, I said it out of anger. We were just in a really, you know, like, it was a stressful situation for the both of us. We were just fighting. We were just, you know, it was, I don't even remember what we were fighting about. Like, that's the thing. I revised that situation in my head, so my mind is drawing blanks. I don't even remember the exact dates, which is a good thing, because it was kind of a triggering thing, but it doesn't trigger me anymore. I'm completely over that, because I know he apologized. And I know he didn't mean it. Like, even at the time, I know, like, my higher self knew that he didn't mean it. Deep down, I know that he didn't mean it, because we were just fighting about something. And I probably said, like, you know, mean things to him too. But, like, he literally apologized to me on my own. He's like, look, I didn't mean that. You know, we were just in a heated moment. We were in a heated discussion. Of course, I cared about you. Like, he talked about all the times where, like, he did care about me. That, you know, he showed me he cared about me. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess you did do all of that for me. Like, I believe you. I forgive you. And things are fine. Okay, like, we're on good terms. I don't want him anymore. I don't talk to him. But yeah, that was an inner conversation that I had with my person's higher self. And I was actually, when I had that conversation with his higher self, it felt so real. Like, I literally felt like, you know, like those what do you call those dreams that you have that feel really real. Like, I had that conversation in my head, and for whatever reason, it felt like it was so real, and that I was actually, like, kind of over it. Like, yes, it still hurt me a little bit, but I was, like, mostly over it. And, like, you know, when he apologized to me, I was like, oh, well, I've already had this conversation, you know, with your higher self in another realm, like, you know, if you believe that. And I was totally fine. Okay, so the thing is, like, if you want to manifest an apology, if you want to manifest, you know, something from your specific person, some sort of whatever it may be, clarification, commitment, yeah, apology, some sort of endearing, heartfelt conversation, you have to give that conversation to yourself. You have to have that conversation with yourself, or with their higher self. You have to like just have that, or not have to, but like I would say that having that inner conversation with, like I said, yourself, their higher self, whatever it may be, will help bring that about in your reality. That is literally what manifestation is. Okay, it's about thinking things and then having your outer world literally reflect that. And it works. I've done it. It works. I just ended up feeling it real because I was just so in my emotions and feels. You don't have to feel it real. Like I said, when I was manifesting my current SP, I didn't really feel it real, but it still ended up happening anyways. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. I really hope this helped. Let me know if you have any questions about manifestation using the law of assumption, or if there's anything else you want me to address. I will be doing that. Leave them in the comments below. I will try to answer them in the comments or address them in a future video. I also do want to let you know that I offer manifestation coaching. I also do tarot readings and make custom subliminals, so if you are interested in that, check out the description box below where you can sign up for that, and I will see you all next time.